Just saying. Time now for an off-season repercussions version of Must Win. This is scored, by the way, if you were wondering. It is scored. Vikings at Lions. Now, this is obviously a literal must-win for the 1 seed. And maybe for free agent to be Sam Darnold. Week 7, he did lose, but it was close. And he did complete 82% of his passes. I rounded up there, you know?
Okay.
So for Sam Darnold, is this a must-win? And Brew, you are the reigning champion. Would you like to go first? Nick raised his hand to go first, but I'm not just going to give it to him.
I'm going to pass it to Nick and then Greg.
You don't get to choose the next part. It's clockwise.
So, okay, then Greg. Okay. Greg's first.
No, Greg doesn't want to go.
I'm going to go.
I thought I got
You're not the Darnold guy. You had an opportunity to defer it to me. Listen, it's 100% must win if he wants to get on MVP ballots, which he absolutely should. If this team goes 15-2, he has 4,500 yards, close to 40 touchdowns, for a team that had no expectations going into the year. Nobody has raised this comp because it is too much, but there are some similarities to the 99 Rams, whose quarterback got hurt in the preseason, and everyone's like, oh, okay, so their season's over. They had these awesome weapons, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, even throughout the year, it's like, well, they can't keep that up. They can't keep that up. And then they ended up winning the Super Bowl. And I'm not picking that for the Vikings. But 15-2 is 15-2, and if they do it by going to Detroit and stealing the 1 seed, and Darnold plays great, how can you argue he has not been one of the, if not the most valuable player in football? So for him
to a Hall of Famer.
What? Yeah, but Kurt Warner was not a guy before that year. Like he was bagging groceries. Darnold was seeing ghosts. It just is what it is.
This is a must-win for Darnold. This is definitely a must-win. When you think about what's at stake, you just clearly laid that out. Obviously, the overall 1 seed in NFC, the division title. But you have to outweigh your labels that they're going to put on you, Sam. And if you win this game, all season long I sat at this very table, this desk, and heard pumpkin mode is coming, it's coming, it's coming. That is going to always be in the back of everyone's mind, not just talking heads, but general managers, owners. So the more that you can stack these individual accolades, I know they may not mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but for you moving forward contractually, they mean so much. So I believe in you. This is not under duress. I believe in you. You must get this done, not just to show that you're better than the guy that you're going to be competing against, but definitely Jaden Daniels and any other fool that this brother over here is going to say that you're not better than.
Ooh, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Wow. Just as I suspected, this is why they played right in my head. A lot of literal stuff. They tried to hide it with the histrionics and the voice inflections and all that stuff, the facial expression.
I could have used more of that, to be honest.
It was literal, very literal. So I'm going to go no. It's not a must-win for Sam. I know what gets points on this. That's why I win all the time.
do a good segment. I'm
just saying. And what did I say earlier, Wildes? The Lions are all about?
Vibes.
Well, that too, but
momentum.
Revenge. Retribution.
So it's a fill in the blank.
You beat us a year ago, 2 years. We coming for you. Now that we can play, we coming for you. They beat the Vikings earlier in the year. If the Vikings beat them and get the 1 seed, oh my goodness. If they meet in the playoffs, Detroit is going to be fuming. And they will slaughter the Vikings. So, if the Vikings lose, and the Lions get the 1 seed and they meet in the playoffs, the Lions going to be like, relax, we beat them twice, we swept them. They're not thinking about Sam Darnold. They're looking toward to the Chiefs or Lamar or whoever in the AFC.
Bro, just save up this, for the other ones.
It's not a must-win. Don't make them mad. I'm trying to bring spice.
Did you prep that,
you just want to get record. Is it just a standing?
No, but
oh, it's a must-win. It's for the number 1 seed. Is that it? Is that what it takes to get points?
No.
Oh, and Darnold could get an MVP vote. Okay, Captain Obvious. I mean, what are we doing?
He's doing. Watch
I'm still in my
He
teeth.
stole it. He stole the point. Amazing. Amazing. He was punching after the bell, but it still counted.
I mean, what are we doing? I'm saying it's supposed to be lively up in here.
Just
I get the stats out. Golly.
Miami can sneak in the playoffs if the backup Chiefs beat the Broncos. Meanwhile, Rodgers stuck at 499 touchdowns, looking to bounce back after a dud against the Bills. Here are his numbers. So, Greg, you're going first here. You just had the point. Took it from you from Drew. Is it a must-win for Aaron Rodgers?
This is. Must I watch this?
Oh, you're going like
It's the Dolphins. It's Aaron Rodgers. Look, the reality of it is the ship has sailed.
oh, gee whiz.
The ship has sailed. And I get it. You might want to play next year. You might not. That's to be discussed in your offseason. However, if you're going to play, just play well. I don't care if you win. It doesn't move the needle. I don't care if you lose. But must I watch this?
Okay. Wow.
It's on Fox, so probably.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You'll watch a different one.
I'll watch the
Great
other
Fox
one.
games.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
It's a must-win for Aaron Rodgers, and it is a must get that 500th TD. All right, and here's why. Definite must-win because, one, if you do come back next year, you play well, come back, you got your 500 TDs. Now you're entering with some momentum.
Yeah.
We beat a playoff caliber team in Miami. Rodgers looked good 3 of his last 4 games. And now we can believe. Secondly, though, if you retire, Aaron Rodgers his legacy is his legacy. We know he's an all-time great and all that. But he's sullied his legacy a little bit, at least in the present, in the current. We'll forget about this eventually. But a way to go out on top, have this last great game, score your 500 touchdown, have this last great game, and walk away into the sunset. Don't let us see any more bad, subpar, or mediocre football from you. You beat Tua, and you walk away like, 500 touchdowns.
5 and 12.
And I'm
And
out.
walking away, and by the way, Tua is probably beating Tyler Huntley, not Tua. So yeah, if he doesn't get his 500 touchdown pass in this game, he's not getting it. Because, 2 games ago, I thought hurt their chance to win because he wanted to get his 500 touchdown pass specifically to Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Last week he hurt his chance to win because he was so bad and they couldn't get a touchdown pass anywhere. And people are focused on the 500. He probably is focused on 9 touchdowns, which obviously he'd have to play next year because that's how far away he is from Brett Favre. He's at 499. Favre is at 508, and so or 507 or 508. And here's the problem for Aaron, and this is why any team would be insane to sign up for this. We can talk about, it's the Achilles, it's the Jets, guys, he is the exact same player he was. We can show it to you his last year in Green Bay. Except the record might be the Jets. Everything else, I've seen this movie before. So the idea that anyone is going to sign up for Aaron Rodgers and it's something other than that player is insane. So yeah, Bruce's right that he has to get a 500 touchdown pass because this likely is Aaron Rodgers' last game as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Okay. I'm going to give that one to Nick.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was solid.
I remember.
Commanders at Cowboys.
Recognize that.
Some breaking news, this one's on Fox, from Hubs. Cowboys just released Zeke.
Wow.
Something. Dan Quinn is in the playoffs. Cowboys are not, obviously. Would a bad showing mean McCarthy's out of a job? A sub 500 without Dan Quinn as his DC. So, Brew, Mike McCarthy must win for him.
Must win. If he wants to stay with the Cowboys, you can say, look, the injuries ravaged our season. Our quarterback was out. We're out of the playoffs. And you swept the Commanders and beat Tampa Bay when they both had something to play for in those games. That's big. But also, people are forgetting, it's not just do the Cowboys want McCarthy back. It's does McCarthy want the Cowboys back?
What?
He can meet with other teams. He'll be a free agent. And if other teams look at his resume and say Super Bowl winning coach, as I said, beat these 3 playoff teams or won 3 games against playoff teams at the end of the season when his team was out of it, that's what I want in my locker room. That's a culture changer.
That's interesting.
So whether he wants to leave Dallas or stay, must win.
No, I like
Definitely not a must-win because there's no rhyme or reason to what Jerry's going to do here. Jerry has no idea what he's going to do. Jerry, 3 weeks ago, was talking about what a disappointing season it's been, how the guys don't look prepared. 2 weeks ago, he's talking about what a great job McCarthy's done. Yeah. Then they get blown out by Philly. The idea that if they win, Jerry's going to feel one way and if he loses, he's going to feel another assigns a level of consistent logic or thoughtfulness to Jerry Jones that I don't think we have reason to believe exists with him right now. I think it is more gut feeling for Jerry. And so I think it's going to have more to do with his last conversation with Mike McCarthy than it does his last football game with Mike McCarthy. And lastly, we didn't talk about this, but Jerry went to that Eagles game. And there was some funny fan video of Eagles fans at the link heckling Jerry by saying, "Keep it up, Jerry. Don't change a thing. We love what you're doing. Stay the course." So if anything was going to sway Jerry Jones, it's that interaction, not whether he wins or loses to a Commanders team that's already in the playoffs.
This is a must-win, must-execute for Mike McCarthy. And it's simple for me. Like, when you have nothing to play for and you're playing against a team that really, they don't really have anything to play for, a little positioning maybe if they decide to. But you got to show that you still have a voice that is being responded to in the locker room. You can't allow your team, who just suffered a blowout win against a division opponent with their backup quarterback, and you have your best player saying it was only 5 plays. Well, there's something wrong with that already. You want to ensure that all these guys are still listening to me. So if Jerry, who I do agree with you, who we don't know what's going to do, if he sees that you've lost your fastball, curveball, and any ball that you try to throw in that locker room for them to latch onto, then it's over. But if you still have them jumping and acknowledging what you're saying and grabbing hold of it,
well, it's solid.
What?
You got it.
Yeah, I like fastball, screwball. I like that stuff.
I said screwball.
Fastball, curveball.
Half point.
They didn't even know McCarthy.
No, I was just trying to get a half.
I did like that part.
You didn't like it enough.
Backup Bills still favored against the Patriots, whose goals are in conflict. Lose and keep the #1 pick, that's good. Ooh. Or win and go into the offseason with some sort of momentum and fans not cheering fire Mayo. Here's the draft order with 3 and 13, and Titans, Browns, Giants, and the Jags. Is this a must-lose for the Patriots? The very rare must-lose and must-win.
Wildes, what do they call you?
Mayor Fair.
I'm going to ask you to truly embrace that, because what I'm going to say here,
I would never shirk that
you're not
responsibility.
going to like. This is not a must-lose for the Patriots. This is a must-lose for Buffalo. Part of the Patriots' 2 decades of dominance over that division was the other teams constantly being in turmoil and tumult. One way the Patriots can dig themselves out of this is by an embarrassing loss this week, which makes them do the objectively right thing, which is recognized now rather than a year or 2 from now. Probably made a mistake with Gerard Mayo and have a bounty in that #1 pick that they can maybe get the Caleb Williams or the Bryce Young trade package for, something like that. The Bills can deny them all of them. The Bills can, if the Patriots beat the Bills this weekend, Mayo probably keeps his job. That's good for Buffalo. They don't get the #1 pick. That's good for Buffalo. And the Bills have no reason to care about it. They're locked into the 2. So the Bills' ability to deny the Patriots the #1 pick and maybe help Gerard Mayo keep that job for another year makes it a must-lose for the Buffalo Bills.
This is a must-lose for New England. This is clearly a must-lose. Look, at the end of the day, what's more important? Getting that #1 draft pick and actually having a home run in your lap. You got your quarterback, just take the best player. And you know what? The best player happens to play on both sides.
Oh, I do like
both
that.
sides of the ball. You can't go wrong.
That's why the Bills can't.
You can't go wrong. You can figure it out with the coach at any other time. You got to be able to stack your team with personnel and guys that can play. And you got a absolute unicorn in front of you, a guy that you can put anywhere, and he's a home run.
Not a
This is a must lose for New England.
Must win for the Patriots and for Wildes. You just sat on here 20 minutes ago and rubbed it in Nick's face that Caleb Williams had lost 10 straight games. You must have said it 5 times. 10 straight, 10 straight, 10 straight. Well, Drake's lost 6 straight. And he's only won 2, and Caleb's at least won 4. So 7 straight L's to end the season when you only got 2 wins isn't much better than 10 straight L's or 11 straight L's. So you won't be able to get in Nick's face and have bragging rights for Drake May over Caleb Williams if he gets beat by the Bills' second teamers. Wow. Josh Allen's going to come out, take a snap, keep his streak going, and go to the sidelines. That's embarrassing. If I'm Drake May, I'm like, please, you better get out here and play.
Can I say something?
I'm wiping you out. I'm putting 30 on y'all. You're not even playing your starters? I'm Drake May, man.
Would you be able to rub it in his face if he gets that win and he only has 3 and Caleb still has 4 and you can't even catch him regardless?
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes, because you didn't lose 10 straight or even 7 straight.
Well, you're going to rub it in his
It's
face
obvious.
with that anyway.
It's obvious. What? That was a money ball, too.
No, we have the Caleb one now. I want to win. I'm not out here trying to lose games.
I know you, Wild.
Caleb, almost a 10-point underdog in Green Bay. This is Moneyball. Green Bay, and he is on, as Brew mentioned, a 10-game losing streak. He's already lost more games than in his entire college career. So, Greg, is this a must-win?
We all have
Caleb
like 20 seconds here.
We can go long if you want.
No, we don't need to go long.
20.
We don't need to go long. This is not a must-win for Caleb. Caleb, I mean, when losing 11, it doesn't matter. They're all going to dump on you anyway. You've been playing better. You're going to go into the season with a new head coach and all the things. Just let the Packers do what they do and own you. Don't change anything.
Own you. Jeez.
It's
Go
that
ahead,
simple.
Who's that? Who am I? I'm Caleb Williams on the sidelines. I'm emotional. I'm built different. I'm emotional. I'm a vibes guy. All right? I mean, when I lose, it affects me to my core. I'm putting up numbers. I'm throwing for 300 yards. I don't throw picks. Fine. But I'm about winning.
I buy that.
I'm emotional inside. I can't stand losing, so I gotta win. It's a must win. I can't end my season with 11
10-point dogs.
straight
They're
losses.
playing a team that Brew thinks can go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say something no one has said. It's controversial. You'll all hate it. It's objectively the smart thing. Caleb shouldn't even play this week. I'm telling you, it is a new coaching staff coming in. There's no system to learn. This year obviously has gone to hell. The only way this year gets worse is if Caleb goes into the offseason banged up. Tyson Bagent and his daddy were talking all that about how he could outplay him. Great. You get your shot to figure out if you can at least be a backup quarterback in this league. The smart thing, the prudent thing would be for Thomas Brown to be like, for the sake of the organization, with a Packers team that is going to be trying to win when Caleb's been some by his own doing, some by his offensive line's doing, could set the all-time rookie sack record to be like, Caleb, your watch is ended for the year. That's the smart thing to do. It's unpopular. It's the right thing to do.
You know what?
You know what? I totally disagree, but I value interesting.
Yeah.
Nick wins the money
Nick,
ball.
what?
Takes it home.
Way to go, Nick.
What?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.